Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mastering English Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam.
So today we are diving into, I think, what is probably the most paralyzing struggle for basically every English learner out there.
Oh, I know the one you mean.
Yeah. That moment when you want to speak, you have the idea, but your brain just goes completely blank. You get that, that awkward silence.
It's such a universal feeling of frustration. And our source material for this deep dive, it captured this so perfectly.
How to describe it?
It described it as feeling like you're trying to have a conversation in real time, but your whole internal system is just, it's broken because you're constantly translating everything word for word.
That feeling's exhausting. I totally remember feeling like I had to consciously, pause every few seconds just to mentally build the perfect sentence.
And that little pause, that lag, is what kills all your confidence.
It really is. It's like trying to catch up to a train that's already left the station. By the time you've thought of the perfect thing to say, the conversation's already moved on, and you're just left behind.
And that habit, that internal translation, is probably the single greatest barrier to getting to that comfortable, easy fluency. It creates this massive cognitive load.
Cognitive load?
Yeah, it's like a neurological detour. Your brain has to process the idea twice, first in your native language, and then you have to find the words in English. And that delay causes the pause.
Which then makes you anxious.
And the anxiety makes the next pause even worse. It's a vicious cycle.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is super important, but I guess it's also simple. We're going to break down exactly how to stop doing that, how to finally start thinking in English.
Right, because when you remove that translation step, you shift from just processing the language to actually using it, and that's where the confidence comes from.
And we're going to get into one of the most powerful strategies right away, something called the 3-second rule. And this isn't just about speaking faster. It's actually a psychological trick to beat that overthinking part of your brain and just keep the conversation going, even if your English is a little messy.
That rule is so key. And we'll get into why embracing that messy speech is actually the fastest way to get to clean, fast fluency later on.
Plus, you have to stick around until the end because we have a fun pop quiz coming up. It covers some really essential vocabulary, like what it really means for a skill to become second nature.
It's going to be a good one, packed with stuff you can use immediately.
But before we jump in, please do us a huge favor. If you love learning these kinds of strategies, just take a second to subscribe to Mastering English Podcast right now, and maybe like this episode.
It really does help our community grow and lets us know we're on the right track.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right, let's unpack this mental barrier. The reason we freeze, our sources looked at why this happens, and it's a little counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive how? I mean, I always thought I was freezing just because I didn't know the right words. Like my brain was just empty.
And see, that's the thing. That's what our sources call the conversation paradox.
The conversation paradox. Okay, I'm intrigued.
The paradox is that your brain isn't empty. It's the opposite. It's actually overloaded. It's processing too aggressively.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you have plenty of ideas, but your brain is filtering them through this, internal critic before you even say them. It's like a little bouncer in your head going, oh, that's too simple, or that idea is too weird, or the grammar on that is a bit risky. Don't say that.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely do this all the time. I'm trying to find the perfect, clever, grammatically flawless thing to say. And while I'm doing all that mental checking, the moment just passes.
Exactly. You're prioritizing perfection over just participation.
Yeah.
And the root of that is basically risk aversion. Your brain is trying to protect you from looking silly. It's telling you, hey, it's better to say nothing perfectly than to say something with a mistake.
But the long, awkward pause is what actually makes you feel incompetent in the end.
Precisely. So the mental filter that's supposed to be protecting you is actually creating the anxiety you're trying to avoid.
Okay, so can you break down that neurological detour you mentioned a bit more simply?
Sure. Think about a native speaker. They hear a question, like, how was your weekend?
Okay.
And the response pathway is direct. It's question, then English thought, then English answer. One step, super fast.
Right.
But for a learner who's translating, the process is, well, it's a lot longer. It's question, then you translate it to your native language, then you have your thought in your native language, then you try to construct the English grammar.
Then you check it with your internal critic.
Then you check it, and then finally you say it. You've just added 4 extra steps. And each one takes a fraction of a second, which all adds up to that deadly 3 or 4 second pause.
The pause where the conversation dies.
Exactly. So the solution is pretty radical. You have to stop planning, stop filtering, and just start speaking. You have to give yourself permission to be a little messy.
And this is where the 3-second rule comes in.
This is exactly where it comes in. It's a simple rule. You have 3 seconds, no more, to say whatever first pops into your head before that inner overthinker, takes the wheel.
Say it before your mental bouncer has a chance to analyze it and delete it.
You have to say it while it's still warm, as one of our sources put it.
I love that phrase. Say it while it's still warm. It means it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be immediate and honest.
Yes, you have to use it. Think about how you talk to someone you really trust, like a close friend. You don't run grammar checks for them, you just talk. You need to give yourself that same kind of grace in English.
Okay, but let's make this super practical. What if someone asks me a really complex question and my brain just offers up something like ridiculously simple?
Then you run with a simple idea. Let's say someone asks, what's your take on the recent shifts in global trade policy?
Right, a huge topic.
And the first thing that pops in your head is just, wow, prices are going up. You say that. Oh, trade policy, it seems so complicated. I just worry about prices going up. Done. You spoke. You kept the conversation alive.
Okay, but what if I have like 0 thoughts? What if my mind is truly blank?
Then the 3-second rule still applies. But your messy action in this case is buying time. But you have to do it in English.
So you don't just stay silent.
No, never. You say something like, wow, that's a big question. Let me think for a second. Or even just, that's interesting. The key is a sound has to come out within 3 seconds.
I never thought of it that way. That buying time in English is a form of fluency itself.
It absolutely is. You're showing you can navigate the conversation. And by forcing yourself to act instantly, you're fundamentally changing your brain's process. And that shift, that is a true game changer.
Okay, let's pause right there. Because that word game changer, I feel like it really sums up the shift we're talking about. I've heard it a lot, but I want to make sure everyone listening really gets what it means. Can you break it down?
Yeah, that's a great one to spotlight. So, a game changer is something. It could be an idea, an invention, a new strategy that completely alters how things are done. It's not a small improvement. It's a major shift that changes the entire outcome.
So it's like a revolutionary change, not just a little tweak.
Exactly. It's a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Our source used it like this. Thinking in English is a game changer for language learners. And it is, because it removes that huge bottleneck, that translation pause.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the examples. Can you give us a few to show how it's used in different situations?
Absolutely. Let's do a formal one, a casual one, and a weird one.
Perfect.
Okay, for a formal example. The new renewable energy policy is a real game changer for the national economy. Here, it's a big, important policy.
Right.
For a casual one. Getting a robot vacuum was a complete game changer for my morning routine. I have so much more time now.
I can relate to that one.
And for a funny or weird one, putting wheels on my office chair was a total game changer. Now I can race to the fridge between meetings.
I love that. It really shows that it's about a fundamental change in how you do something. Okay, let's try a little role play. Let's say we're discussing a new study habit.
Okay, I'm ready. You go first.
Okay, so you know how I used to spend hours just memorizing vocabulary lists? I'd just forget them the next day.
Yeah, I remember you complaining about that.
Well, I totally stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Instead, I started using the 3-second rule in every conversation. I just forced myself to talk, even with simple words.
Wow. So you stopped translating in your head.
Completely.
Yeah.
And my speaking confidence has just skyrocketed.
Oh, that must be a real game changer for your fluency then.
It totally was. It felt like the biggest game changer in my whole learning journey.
That's a perfect example. And just quickly, for collocations, words that often go with it, you'll hear things like a huge game changer or a technological game changer or even a life-altering game changer.
So it's all about emphasizing how big the change is.
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we get the mindset, let's move into the active, physical things you can do to train your brain.
Right. Let's talk practice. And the first strategy is a classic for a reason. Labeling your environment.
The sticky notes.
Yeah.
Covering your entire apartment with little yellow squares.
Exactly. I know, it feels almost too simple, right? You wonder if it actually works.
Yeah, I always worry that after a week you just, stop seeing them. They just become part of the wall.
And that can happen for sure. You have to engage with them. But when you first do it, the impact is huge. One learner in our source material said their apartment was so covered in sticky notes, their family thought they were losing their mind.
I can believe it, but I've done this. And it works. I put a note on my mirror that just said, mirror. And every single morning, You see the object, you see the English word. It creates a direct link.
And that's the key. It's a constant visual reminder. You are creating a direct association in your brain. You see the physical chair, and you think the English word chair. You're bypassing your native language.
So you're literally rerouting the neural pathways. You're breaking that translation habit one object at a time.
Precisely. And building on that is the next step, which is changing your device settings to English.
This one is so uncomfortable at first.
It is. It's supposed to be. That discomfort is where the learning happens. You switch your phone, your computer, your social media apps, all to English.
I remember when I first did it, I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to get to my settings. I had to figure it out from the little gear icon.
But you figured it out, right? That forced effort is what makes it so powerful. You're creating this little mini immersion environment for yourself.
And you end up picking up so much practical vocabulary along the way. Words like notifications, log out, download, refresh, stuff that's actually really useful.
Exactly. You learn it in context, so it sticks.
Yeah.
And when you combine the labeling with the device switching, you're training your brain so that English starts to feel automatic. It starts to become second nature.
Okay, that phrase, second nature, comes up so much. But how is that different from just, a habit? Is it just a stronger habit?
That's a really good question. A habit is something you do regularly, but it might still need some conscious thought to get it started.
Right.
Second nature is deeper. It's a skill that's become so ingrained it feels innate. It's like a reflex. You do it without any conscious thought at all, like riding a bike.
So the goal is for thinking in English to feel like that. No effort, no translation. It just happens.
That's the ultimate goal, for it to become completely second nature.
Okay, let's do the examples for this one.
You got it. Formal, casual, weird. 1. Formal. For the experienced professional, presenting complex data becomes second nature. They're not thinking about the slides, they're just focused on the message. 2. Casual. Checking my email first thing in the morning is totally second nature now. It's just an automatic part of waking up. 3, and for a funny one, waking up exactly 5 minutes before his alarm became second nature to the sleep-deprived student.
I think a lot of people can relate to that one. Okay, let's try a skit. Let's talk about learning some new, complicated software shortcuts at work.
Perfect. I'll start. So, how's it going with that new editing software? I remember last week you were saying all the keyboard shortcuts were so confusing.
Oh, it was a nightmare. I had to have a little cheat sheet next to my keyboard, and I was looking down for every single click. It was so slow.
And now, a week later.
It's amazing. I don't even think about it. My fingers they just know where to go to cut a clip or add a transition. The whole workflow is just smooth now.
So after just a week of practice, it's already second nature. You don't even think about the clicks anymore.
Exactly. It just happens. And that's the feeling I want to have with my English. I want it to be totally second nature.
That's a great example. And for collocations, you'll hear things like, it quickly became second nature, or that something is almost second nature, or that it feels like second nature.
Got it. So the ultimate goal is for English to feel like second nature.
That's what all these little practice habits are building towards.
Okay, so on that topic of practice habits, let's move to the next crucial step. This one is about using your alone time. Let's talk about self-talk.
Yes. Self-talk. This one feels a bit awkward when you start, I'll admit.
It really does. But I found it was so effective because there's absolutely zero pressure. No one is listening. No one is judging you.
Right. And our sources say the key is narrating every step of your day. So you're driving and you're just thinking or whispering to yourself in English.
Yeah, like, okay, the traffic is heavy today. That car is turning left. I should slow down. It keeps your brain constantly switched on to English.
Exactly, and it does two things. First, it just reinforces basic grammar and vocabulary in a very low-stakes way.
And the second thing.
The second thing is even more powerful. It's what the source calls mental rehearsal.
Oh, like practicing for a future conversation.
Precisely. If you have a big meeting coming up, you can mentally rehearse what you're going to say. Or if you're going to a party, you can practice introducing yourself. Hi, my name is Sam. I work in.
That's so smart. Connects right back to the 3-second rule. If you've already rehearsed it, you don't have to translate on the spot. Your brain already has the English ready to go.
It turns a new situation into a familiar one. Now, the key to making self-talk work is to start with the simple, boring, everyday stuff. What our source calls mundane tasks.
Right. Not trying to narrate some huge, exciting adventure, but just the boring stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the task itself is simple and predictable, so you can focus all your mental energy on the language. You want to start with simple, straightforward thoughts.
Like, I am hungry, or it's sunny today, or I am washing the dishes.
Yes. Keep it simple. Don't try to be Shakespeare when you're talking to yourself about making toast.
Okay, so that phrase, mundane tasks, that sounds kind of professional. What does mundane actually mean here?
That's a good one to clarify. Mundane just means ordinary, everyday activities that aren't exciting. They're often repetitive, but necessary.
So things like folding laundry, emptying the dishwasher, filing paperwork.
Exactly, the stuff you have to do but probably don't enjoy. And the source says, narrating mundane tasks like cooking can help reinforce English thinking. The low stakes are perfect for practice.
Okay, let's do the examples for this
You
one.
got it. First, a formal one. The internship involved performing many mundane tasks like filing documents and making photocopies. Next, a casual one. I hate doing the mundane tasks around the house like taking out the trash and cleaning the bathroom. And a weird one. The wizard spent his morning on the mundane task of counting all his magical socks.
Huh. I like that one.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a quick skit. Let's complain about how boring our jobs are right now.
I can definitely do that. I'll start. Ugh, I love the creative part of my job, but this week has been all administration. It feels like I'm just doing the same repetitive things over and over.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's all those spreadsheets and other mundane tasks that can just drain your energy, right?
Totally. It's just endless data entry. I have to log every little thing, check the formatting. It's so boring. I've actually started narrating it to myself in English just to stay focused.
Wait, that's actually a brilliant way to practice. You're turning the most boring part of your day into a language lesson. You're making those mundane tasks work for you.
I'm trying. It doesn't make it more exciting, but at least it feels productive in another way.
That's a fantastic tip. And for collocations, you'd usually hear things like perform mundane tasks or complete mundane tasks.
Exactly.
All right, so we've covered the mindset and the active practice. What's the final piece of the puzzle?
The final piece is the glue that holds it all together, and that is the mindset of consistency.
Consistency, the thing that is so simple in theory, but so hard in practice. This is where so many people, myself included, fall down.
It is, and our source material says it very clearly. The key is consistency and making English a natural part of your routine.
I think the reason people struggle with it is that they set these goals that are just way too big. Like, I'm going to study for 2 hours every single day.
And then what happens?
You do for 3 days, get exhausted, miss day 4, feel guilty, and then just quit. The goal was overwhelming from the start.
Exactly. That is the enemy of consistency. The secret is patience, not speed.
Yeah.
It's about building tiny daily habits. 10 minutes of self-talk, 5 minutes of labeling. That's it.
So it's about creating momentum with small wins, not trying to climb a mountain every day.
Precisely. And the other key part of consistency is forgiveness. You will miss a day. Life happens. Consistency isn't about having a perfect record. It's about always coming back the next day.
I love that. So instead of feeling guilty about missing a day, you just get back to it. That
Yeah.
keeps the chain from breaking completely.
It keeps the rhythm alive. You focus on the small, daily process, and the progress just happens naturally over time. Action is always better than waiting for the perfect moment.
Okay, so consistency is clearly the bedrock here. Can you really just define that word one more time, really simply for everyone?
Of course. Consistency is the quality of practicing regularly and reliably over a long period of time. Your effort is steady and predictable, even on days you don't feel motivated.
It's about showing up, not about being perfect.
That's the perfect summary. As the source says, consistency is key. It's the slow, steady drip of water that eventually fills the bucket.
All right, let's do the 3 examples.
Okay. 1. Formal. The CEO praised the team for its remarkable consistency in meeting sales targets this quarter, meaning they did it reliably every time. 2. Casual. Her consistency in practicing piano every morning finally paid off. She just never missed a day. 3. And funny. My friend shows amazing consistency in forgetting his wallet every single time we go out for lunch.
We all have a friend like
Yeah.
that. Okay, let's do a skit about fitness goals. That's another area where consistency is everything.
Great idea. You can be the person who's getting frustrated with a lack of immediate results.
Perfect. Okay. So I went to the gym 5 times last week, and I ate super healthy, but I'm still not seeing any changes. It's so frustrating. I feel like I need to work even harder.
Whoa, hold on. You're looking for instant results. Fitness, just like language learning, takes consistency over time. One good week is great, but it's what you do over months and years that matters.
So I shouldn't double my workout and risk burning out.
No, that's how you lose consistency. It's better to find a sustainable rhythm you can stick with for the long haul. That's true consistency.
I get it. So the goal is just to keep showing up week after week. It's about maintaining that consistency.
Exactly. Don't break the chain. And with collocations, you often hear show consistency, lack consistency, or consistency is vital.
Got it. Okay, let's switch gears to our common mistake segment.
Let's do it.
So a big mistake I hear is when learners start getting more confident, they think they need to use really big, complicated words to sound smart.
Oh, this is such a trap. They think complexity equals fluency, but it's usually the opposite.
Right. So, for example, someone might try to sound really formal and say something like, I must endeavor to commence my work routine with haste. Do native speakers actually talk like that?
Almost never. That's a perfect example of overcomplicating things. It sounds stiff and unnatural. You're using these really formal verbs in a very normal, everyday context.
So what's the simple, natural way to say that?
You just say, I need to start my work routine quickly. Or even more casually, I need to get going on my work. Simple, clear, fast.
Okay, what about using the word utilize instead of just use? Like, can you utilize this pen?
Another classic. You might see utilize in a formal report, but in conversation, 99.9% of the time, we just say use. It's simpler and faster.
And one more. Instead of saying it's difficult, they might say it presents a challenge.
Yeah, that's just unnecessary. It's hard or it's difficult is perfectly clear and much more natural. The advice from our source is simple. Don't overcomplicate. Use simple, clear language.
That makes so much sense. Simplicity actually sounds more confident.
It really does. When in doubt, always choose the simpler word.
All right, I think it's time for the pop quiz.
Okay, Alex, and everyone listening, let's see if you were paying attention. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Excellent. Question 1. A major new technological advancement that completely changes an industry is A.
That is a game changer.
Perfect. Question 2. What do we call ordinary, boring, everyday chores like folding laundry?
Those are mundane tasks.
Spot on. Question 3. When a skill becomes so automatic that you do it without thinking, it has become
Tech nature.
flawless. And the last one. The quality of practicing regularly and reliably over a long period of time is
That is consistency.
fantastic job, a perfect score.
That was fun. Okay, let me quickly summarize the 3 biggest takeaways from this deep dive. The things everyone can start doing today.
Let's hear them.
Okay, first, use the 3-second rule, stop filtering, and just speak. Messy action is better than perfect silence.
Speak messy, speak human. I love it.
Second, practice self-talk during your mundane tasks. Narrate the boring parts of your day to build your English thinking muscle.
Turn chores into practice. Great.
And third, embrace consistency over perfection. Small, daily habits are what lead to big results. It's all about showing up.
Absolutely. And to leave everyone with a final thought, I want to share a quote from our source material that really sums up this whole philosophy of action.
Okay.
It says, regret doesn't come from doing things badly. It comes from doing nothing at all.
Wow. That's powerful. Every time you hesitate, you're choosing to do nothing.
Exactly. Remember that messy action is still action. Readiness isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, one messy sentence at a time.
So we need a way to get started right now. Do you have a micro challenge for us?
I do, a tiny but powerful one. Your challenge is this. Go to your phone right now and switch the language of just one app to English. Your favorite social media app, maybe.
That takes less than a minute. It's a perfect first step.
It starts your mini immersion journey today.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. And please don't forget to like this and subscribe to Mastering English Podcast.
Your support really does mean the world to us. We hope you feel ready to stop translating.
I'm Alex. See you next time.
And I'm Sam. Bye.